authentic listening, where you are ready to listen with awareness. In that restful awareness, I'd like you to join the palms together in Amajali Mudra in front of your heart center, Anahata Chakra. Let us invoke Swamiji, our Guru, followed by 3 times Mahavakya by chanting the Sadguru Vandanam. So take a deep breath. Nityanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandvatitam Gaganashatrisham Tattvamasyarilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Savadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurantam Namami. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let us bow down to Bhagavan Swamiji, our beloved Guru, and also to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, to bless us to receive the final chapter of Bhagavad Gita, insights for the seekers. So let us enter into the next slide. A very warm welcome to all of you for joining maybe for the first time. So let me just run through what we are going to cover today. Today, as it is the final chapter, Moksha, Sannyasa Yoga, we will do a recap of last chapter 17 for the Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga, which we covered 2 weeks ago. Then we will touch on this chapter itself. And through this whole series, this whole session today, we're going to cover the important message, like there is no I, there's no mind. Surrender your senses, delusion of senses. Then Krishna gives instructions for enlightenment. And then he gave also 2 very important understanding, which you need to catch. And he gave the promise, I will liberate. So then we wrap up with the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So this is what we're going to cover today. So sit with them in a relaxed way and buckle your seatbelt and let's dive into the session. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Sri Vedavyasa to start the session. Next slide.
Nityanandam, everyone.
Yeah, mine may be a bit louder. It's a bit soft now.
Nityanandam, everyone. So, can you hear me all? Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, okay. So all of you, I suggest you switch on your cameras because healing will go on. This is the last chapter. Very powerful also. So whatever home we've been doing since last 18 weeks, it's time for the result. So let us now invoke Bhagavan Sri Krishna with the mantra. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. I salute unto you, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Guru, Master of the world, Son of Vasudeva, Supreme Bliss of Devaki, Destroyer of Kamsa and Chanura. Now, let us invoke the sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita with a mantra. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshini Bhagavatim Ashtadasadhyayini Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. Om, I meditate upon you, Bhagavad Gita, the affectionate mother, divine mother, showering the nectar of Advaita, non-duality and destroying rebirth, incorporated into the midst of Mahabharata of 18 chapters by sage Vyasa, the author of the Puranas, and imparted to Arjuna by Bhagavan Narayana himself. Today, I'll give a short recap of the previous chapter, which is a very important chapter, Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga. As I mentioned last week itself, previous session itself, so many things Bhagavan Sri Krishna shared, but a whole chapter he spoke about only one word, Shraddha, authenticity. So just imagine how important it is. So we'll have a recap about that. Please understand. In this chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna gave the methodology to internalize and live the truths in Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Sri Krishna speaks about the threefold authenticity Shraddha. Please listen. Here, Krishna emphasizes how only living Shraddha can transform your whole life. Not having a gap between your spiritual understanding and your day-to-day life is what is called living. Here, Krishna emphasizes how only Shraddha can transform your whole life. Krishna declares, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. One established in authenticity experiences true wisdom, enlightenment. Shraddha will become reality in you. Sri Krishna explains that the way we worship depends on our natural gunas, attributes that we are born with. Sattva, goodness, rajas, aggression, or tamas, ignorance. He asks everyone not to punish your body. Do not torture your soul as he resides in us. He means cosmic Krishna, Paramashiva. The body is the temple of God. Sri Krishna talks about how to give, how to sacrifice, and how to enrich others. Krishna defines austerity of deeds, words, and thoughts, tapas and penance. Penance performed with the nature of total surrender with no expectation of any results. It is in sattva and of spiritual value. That's what he says. The penance that is to be done by words, because he spoke about three, right? Here, the penance that is to be done by words is speaking the truth and speaking pleasing words, creating a healing effect through our words. We should not utter words that hurt others. Next, Sri Krishna talks about austerity in action, shariram tapah. These mean truth in thoughts, words, and deeds, embodying non-violence, non-covetousness, simplicity, and living in reality. Focusing on supreme as the ultimate in any penance. Krishna also speaks on the concept of dana, enriching charity. There are three kinds of dana. Annadana means sharing to enrich with food, clothes, and is related to someone's physical needs. Vidyadana, this means sharing to enrich with education for mental growth. Jnanadana is the ultimate sharing of enriching with knowledge. In conclusion, Krishna provides the technique to achieve the space of completion that expresses as the space of enriching. Om Tat Sat. These three words imply, I offer all to the truth. I surrender everything to the divine. Let that be the truth. Any person enriching or working with the space of addressing Om Tat Sat will be with existence, the divine consciousness. So, the Guru is the only being who can enrich you with the space of completion to make your life successful and fulfilled and transmit his experience to you. So, Om Tat Sat. Now, let us pass on into the today's chapter, Adhyaya, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Now, all the 17 chapters' essence will be here. Finally, Sri Krishna concludes Bhagavad Gita, the song of Krishna, with one subject. In the end, finally, he is concluding with just one subject. What is that? Drop everything and surrender. Do not worry. There is nothing to surrender except the I and mine. Sri Krishna reveals the final secret to experience and become him. Drop everything you know as dharma and surrender onto me. I promise you liberation, moksha. Please understand, when Sri Krishna tells us to drop everything and surrender, he asks us to open our eyes and see the foolishness of the drama we play with our possessions and expectations. There is no I, there is no mine. Can whatever you think of as I, either your body or mind, function without air? Can you say that the air belongs to you? This basic energy, prana, which goes in and comes out, does not belong to you. If prana stops happening, what you think of as you disappears. I and mine, the reason for all problems. These two instincts of holding on to I and mine are the reason for physical and mental problems. The instinct to survive and the instinct to possess are the root cause of our problems. This is the reason we are unable to surrender. If we do not internalize the outer incidents And if we treat them with the indifference they deserve, we experience what we call as surrender. What Bhagavan calls as surrender. Now, Arjuna's question. Arjuna says, I wish to understand the purpose of renunciation, tyaga, and of the monastic life of sannyasa. O Hrishikesha, Krishna, please tell me the truth. Understand? Arjuna is confused about the actor, about the act and the actor. Please understand, what is important is the act. Anyone can be the actor. Sri Krishna gives his ultimate opinion. He says that his opinion on renunciation is living without attachment. Sangam tyaktva phalanicha. Krishna says that nitya karma or obligatory responsibilities must be followed with discipline and consistency. Doing what needs to be done, because that is our responsibility, without attachment to the action and without desire, is important. The consciousness of I and mine in terms of the performance of the activity should be absent. The consciousness of feeling responsible in your being should be present. Renunciation is in the true spirit of completion. Sattva or goodness only when a person renounces the expectation of result. Please understand it. What is renunciation? Not struggling with goal and purpose. Etanya pitu karmani sangam tyaktva phalani cha. Please understand, whether it is spiritual or worldly activity, as long as you struggle with a purpose and a goal, you can never relax. The person who surrenders to the flow of life experiences the inner space and outer space at the same time. As long as you struggle with completion, you don't enrich. So as long as you struggle with enriching, you are not complete. When you relax in both, you fall into your inner consciousness, your being, or your inner space. So please understand, there are 3 levels of surrender. The first is intellectual surrender. This means you accept that the master's intellect is sharper and higher than your intellect. This is called intellectual surrender. Next is emotional surrender. This is trusting that the master's guidance on the emotional plane is more intelligent than your emotions. The third is surrendering the senses. Your cognition or the root of your cognition itself. You can experience Sri Krishna's consciousness not just by surrendering the intellect and emotions, but also by surrendering the root of the intellect and emotions, that is the senses. The senses supply the data. When you surrender them, the source of the data is surrendered. When you surrender your senses, the root cognition of yourself, you lose your identification with the body and mind. The moment you trust me, more than your senses, you experience that you are God. You then understand the meaning of Tattvamasi. Literally, you are that, meaning you are divine, says Bhagavan Krishna. A small story how the instinct of survival comes, how we should surrender from that. One day, Sri Mahavishnu was resting on Adisesha, the snake bed. His bed, that is actually a big serpent. Lakshmi, his consort, was pressing his feet. This is known as Pada Seva, service to the feet. Suddenly, Sri Mahavishnu called for his Vahana, vehicle, Garuda. Then Bhagavan stood up, ran a few steps, stopped, and then walked back. Mahalakshmi was puzzled and asked, what had happened? Sri Mahavishnu explained that he had seen a man throwing stones at one of his devotees who was meditating. So Bhagavan jumped up, intending to protect him. But however, he saw that the devotee opened his eyes, picked up a stone to defend himself. So when Mahavishnu saw that the man could protect himself, he decided not to go. Thus, when you protect yourself and your property, Bhagavan withdraws. To protect does not mean that you should not lock your house. It means that you should drop the instinct of survival. The instinct of survival constantly tortures you. But the instinct to survive kills you every moment. So, surrender itself is enlightenment. At that moment, you will experience the real truth. That is the moral of that story. Anyhow, now Bhagavan Sri Krishna is speaking about Purushartha. Krishna goes much deeper than these three levels of surrender. He gives Arjuna a glimpse of the greatest surrender. Here, Krishna approach defining the Purushartha Dharma is the natural law of the cosmos. Please remove this slide. Krishna, he speaks about Purushartha Dharma is the natural law of the cosmos. Artha is the material things that we pick up on our path and journey to sustain ourselves. Understand? Dharma means natural law of the cosmos. Artha means material things which we pick up on our path and journey to sustain ourselves. Kama means the pleasure of the senses we experience and on this journey. Moksha or liberation is the ultimate meaning to life. These four Purushartha, these are the fourfold meanings of life. Now Sri Krishna talks about how we respond as a result of root patterns based on the influence of gunas, attributes. Sri Krishna says that spiritual practice, that is the state of sattva, is difficult in the beginning and it is like poison, but it becomes life-giving nectar in the end. Sensual pleasures born out of rajas seem like nectar in the beginning, but become poisonous. In the tamasic state, third state, one is deluded as if in sleep, laziness, and illusion. Every human is in one state or another. Please understand, no one can escape the effect of gunas, the attributes of nature. Says Sri Krishna, it is better to do one's assigned work imperfectly than to do somebody else's work perfectly. Even though sometimes it is possible that one can perform elements of somebody else's work well, still better to do one's assigned work imperfectly than to do somebody else's work perfectly. Here, Bhagavan gave instructions for enlightenment. Endowed with purified intellect, subduing the mind with firm resolve, turning away from objects of the senses, giving up likes and dislikes, living in solitude, eating lightly, controlling the mind, speech, and organs of action, being ever absorbed in meditation, taking refuge in detachment, and relinquishing egotism, violence, pride, lust, anger, and proprietorship, one becomes peaceful, free from the notion of I and mine, and fit for attaining oneness with the Supreme Being. So we need to be purified from all these things to be fit for attaining oneness with the Supreme Being. Please understand, devotion and knowledge are not separate. Sri Krishna says that having known me in essence, one merges in me and refers to this as devotion. Om bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschashmi tatvatah tato mam tatvato jnanatva visate tad anantaram. Please understand that bhakti, devotion, and jnana, knowledge, are not separate. Where there is devotion, there is knowledge, and where there is true knowledge, there is devotion. Bhagavan is telling us, work always under my protection. Sri Krishna explains how devotion is reached and how he protects the devotee. When one is in Krishna consciousness, the devotee, even if he is engaged in worldly activities, is protected by the grace and compassion of Sri Krishna. Without any difficulty, such a devotee reaches the ultimate reality. The person who surrenders gets the best experience in both inner and outer worlds. When you surrender the instinct to survive and possess, Sri Krishna will protect you. His energy takes care. Krishna says, you will perish if you follow your mind and senses instead of listening to him. Two important understandings all of us has to know. The first is about listening to one's mind, and the second is about not listening to the master. Macchitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishyasi atha chetvam ahankaran na srosyasi vinankshasi. Means, if you listen to me, I shall protect you. Whatever may happen, if you do not, and if you follow your mind, you shall perish. You shall perish. See, what Bhagavan is saying, Bhagavan here delivers an ultimatum to Arjuna. Whether you like it or not, Arjuna, he says, you will fight. Why? Because you are a puppet in the hands of existence. You will fight. Sri Krishna says, we will be driven by our root patterns, samskaras. The divine power drives the machine, that is the karmic cycle. There is no escape. Sri Krishna asks Arjuna to surrender to him completely. He's putting Arjuna into that consciousness, into that experience of enlightenment. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna has been saying, surrender to me. Now, suddenly, he changes that and says, surrender unto him, tam. He now speaks as per Brahma Krishna, not individual Krishna, the universal Krishna. So he says, surrender unto him and not surrender unto me. He is in an expanded state to put Arjuna into the experience. What powerful words! I will liberate, he's saying. Please understand. Only the divine can speak these words about absolute authority. These words of absolute authority. He's saying, always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. This is the way you will come to me without fail. I promise this because you are my great bhakta devotee and very dear to me. Now he comes to the ultimate teaching. Please understand, this is the essence of all his teachings of Bhagavad Gita. He wakes up Arjuna with this verse and puts him into Sri Krishna's consciousness, the eternal consciousness or enlightenment. Sri Krishna showers himself on Arjuna, waking him up to the experience of the whole. Please understand the essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Om sarvadharman parityajna mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchaha. You can repeat. Om sarvadharman
Om Sarvatamam
parityajya
Parityajya
Mam ekam
Mam ekam
sharanam
Mam
vraja.
ekam
Sharanam vraja.
sharanam
Praja
Aham tvam
Aham Tvam
sarva papebhyo
aham tvam
Sarvapapebhyo
mokshayishyami
Moksha Yeshyami
ma suchaha.
Masuchaha.
Means drop everything, whatever you know as dharma. Oh God. First, he told us to be in dharma. Now, what is he saying? Whatever you know as dharma, drop it. Whatever you know as life, drop it. Whatever thing you know, just drop it. Drop everything. Surrender.
నీ దగ్గరికి వస్తాను
Please
అంతే తీసుకొచ్చు
mute the mic.
Can you mute yourself? Parameshwari, can you mute her?
ఏడు ఇప్పుడు ఎటు వెళ్ళు ఇంకో ట్రిప్పా
Please don't talk. Ramani,
అది
please
అప్ప
don't talk.
అప్పది అమ్మా
Don't talk. Mute your mic.
Can you please
So
mute yourself?
here, translation here is drop everything, whatever you know as dharma, whatever you know as life, whatever you think you know, just drop it. Drop everything and surrender. Whatever you know is only your knowledge. It is just what you know. It is not what is. Knowledge does not prove existence. Bhagavan says, give up everything. Whatever you know as dharma, the rules and regulations of the outer life and of the inner life. Drop everything that you know and surrender unto me. I shall liberate you from everything. Do not fear. Sri Krishna gives him abhaya, complete protection. Abhaya means complete protection. With these words, he liberates Arjuna. With this verse, Sri Krishna makes Arjuna drop everything and liberates him from all the bondages. Yes. One who communicates the supreme secret to the devotees performs the highest devotional service to me, and at the end, he will without doubt come back to me. Krishna's promise. These words are meant not merely for Arjuna, but for all of us. Sri Krishna says here that we should read, listen, and understand this ultimate secret dialogue between Arjuna and Sri Krishna, between Nara and Narayana. Nothing more needs to be read or listened to. Only one who is in deep devotion to me will read this. Bhagavan says, I have conveyed here that which is most beneficial, the secret of how to live and how to reach me. One who understands this and drops his mind with his focus entirely upon me shall reach me without a doubt. This is Sri Krishna's promise. He blesses the whole universe with his grace and compassion. He showered his blessing on Arjuna and made him merge with him. The same consciousness is being showered on the whole universe. Please understand. Arjuna bows down to the Jagat Guru. He disappears into him. He bows down to the Jagat Guru, Master of Cosmos, and says, Hey Bhagavan, all my doubts are gone. Hey Hrishikesa, by your grace, my memory is regained. Oh Achyuta, I understand. I shall obey whatever you say, and I shall fight this war. Neither Krishna nor Arjuna are able to speak anymore. Arjuna disappeared into Krishna, and Krishna is an ecstasy. Arjuna has disappeared into the pure consciousness of Parabrahma Krishna. Now, what can Sanjaya, who is witnessing all this and narrating to the blind king Dhritarashtra, what can Sanjaya narrate more? Krishna, Arjuna already disappeared into the pure consciousness. He got up to fight. Krishna is in ecstasy. None of them are speaking. So the secret conversation ended, which Sanjaya is secretly witnessing through his third eye. Sanjaya now is in gratitude for the third eye given to him by Vyasa. He says, by the mercy of Vyasa Prasada, I heard these confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism. Yogeshwara Sri Krishna, Yogam Yogeshwarat Krishnat, he says. Hey, understand? I'm representing this Vyasa and narrating all the secret conversations since last 18 weeks to you all. Sri Krishna promises to happen again and again. Om yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. You can repeat. Om yada yada hi
Om yada yada hi
dharmasya
masya
glanir
glani bhavati
bharata
bharata
abhyudhanam
adhyutanam
adharmasya
adamasya
tadatmanam
tatatmanam
srijamyaham
srijayaham
paritranaya
patritranaya
sadhuna
sahunam
vinasaya
vinasaya
chadishkritam
chadishkritam
dharma samsthapanardhaya
dhamma samsthapadadaya
sambhavami
sambhavami
yuge yuge.
yuge yuge.
See, translation means whenever the collective unconsciousness increases to establish the righteousness of the eternal consciousness, I myself appear millennium after millennium. The possibility of enlightenment is kept open for the future generations on planet Earth. It is a promise. It is deliverance to all of humanity, says Bhagavan. So, take a few moments now to pray to Parabrahma Sri Krishna, the universal Krishna, that he may give us a glimpse of the ultimate truth. Take a few moments to pray. Please close your eyes and pray intensely to him. Let us take a few minutes to offer our gratitude to the great masters. First, offer gratitude to the great master Sri Krishna, who showered these great truths upon the whole universe. Let us give our gratitude to him. Why don't you close your eyes? 1 moment, 1 minute. Feel the gratitude for all the great masters, to the great master Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, who showered these great truths upon the whole universe, and Bhagavan Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda Paramashivoham for decoding all these secret conversations and guiding us through all these chapters. Let us give our gratitude to him. Then come all the masters who preserved these truths so that we can enjoy and experience these truths in our life. Let us give our gratitude to the entire Guru Parampara, the lineage of Gurus and our Guru. So, summary now. Finally, understand after this whole book, what did you understand? Finally, when Arjuna asks Bhagavan Master, please tell me what is the ultimate technique? Tell me the final way. You have given me throughout 18 chapters, you've given me so many techniques. But, hey Bhagavan, just give me final one way, the ultimate technique. Then, finally, Krishna says very beautifully, this is the last technique, the ultimate technique. Dropping all the dharma, dropping all the confusions, surrendering at my feet, I will take care and give you liberation. Please listen. Whenever we read, teach, or listen to Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna and Arjuna are present in their formless form. Make no mistake, they are here throughout these 18 chapters we did for 18 weeks. You are the fortunate listeners and readers of this mystic dialogue between the two great souls, the master and disciple. You are blessed with wealth, health, and success in whatever you undertake. Go with this Krishna consciousness and you will be in Nityananda, eternal bliss. Yes. So here I conclude this chapter. So any questions from the seekers? After giving the final technique, what more questions you might be having, isn't it?
Jarasharika has a question.
Dropping this I and mine, is it the same as dropping your ego?
Yes, ma. Yes. Dropping your aham, ego. Me, I, that is ego, right? Which is blocking our third eye. So dropping that I and mine is dropping ego, identity.
Okay. So as long as we can drop our ego, it's the same as surrender. Yeah.
Understand, just dropping ego. See, please understand, ma, when we are on a righteous path, first we are not on a righteous path, dharma. We are completely with ego and gunas, tamas and rajas and all that. After dropping all this, when we drop ego, ultimately, we should also go beyond the righteousness, dharma. Going beyond every single thing. There's no existence for you at all. That is when complete surrender will happen. Please understand, not only we are dropping our bad qualities, we are going beyond our good qualities also. I'm not saying dropping good qualities. I'm saying going beyond good qualities also. Not only dropping the adharma, dropping dharma also, righteousness also, dropping every single thing. That is when you will be in complete surrender.
Maybe you can, I have forgotten, can you elaborate on the dropping of the good things or righteousness also.
Pardon, ma? I didn't understand.
Okay, maybe I have forgotten, but thanks for reminding. But can you elaborate more on the dropping of those good things or
No, ma. See, basically, understand. First, we need to discipline ourselves with yama, niyama, all these things. Come onto the meditation path. Become a good seeker. Get into righteousness. Understand?
Yes.
Once we get into righteousness path, still we are carrying identity, isn't it? See, when there is bad and good, when there is bad and we are dropping bad, there is good also, isn't it? Even that good is an identity, isn't it? So we
Yes.
should not be having duality. Oneness means there is no good, no bad, nothing. There is no I at all. Suppose you are doing, suppose we are, doing something bad. We will drop it. But suppose you are doing charity. You will be carrying this identity thinking, I am a good person. I am very righteous. I am doing charity. You are carrying that identity. I am doing good. I am doing charity. Means what? Still, I is existing. Even in your good deeds, I is existing. Isn't it?
Yes.
So, I'm not saying you should drop doing good things. You should do good things, but without attachment. That is what Bhagavan is saying. You should do the good things, but dropping the identity and attachment towards those good things is called dropping. So throughout Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan was talking about non-attachment and surrender, isn't it? So that is what going beyond good means. Following the dharma, but not being attached to its identity, not carrying I and ownership towards it. I
Got
think.
it? Yes, great.
Yeah.
She got it.
Okay.
Any more other questions? You can tap on the chat or you can answer on mute. This is your last chance to ask questions if you haven't asked since chapter 1.
Guys, ultimate is drop everything, surrender.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it's very easy.
Hey, Ma, you want to share something about what you about this chapter, how it came from, you shared with me today?
Yeah, actually, 18th chapter, when I was going through this 18th chapter to take the session, I suddenly realized before the ultimate technique, what Bhagavan gave to Arjuna, Bhagavan spoke about 17 chapters, non-attachment and dropping lust, dropping that, dropping this, and so many things Bhagavan spoke. Shraddha, integrity, completion, root pattern, so many things he spoke. Only Arjuna got prepared after so much, and 18th chapter, Bhagavan told one ultimate technique, isn't it? Just drop your mind.
Yes.
And surrender. That's what he told, isn't it? I suddenly realized before Swamiji came into my life, my first guru, Sri Prahalada Baba, when he left his body, he was supposed to be Vishnu, Sri Mahavishnu's, Krishna's incarnation. Okay? He is not just an enlightened master, he is an incarnation. So before he was leaving his body, the last meeting we had, means one-on-one, individual, in his room, he told me what Bhagavan Sri Krishna told Arjuna in the 18th chapter. He told me I was just sitting. He said, I was just waiting for his teachings. Okay. That was the last dialogue between him and me. He said, hey, like a dumbhead, you don't need so many things. Only one word, he said. Drop your mind. Surrender. Whatever Krishna told in the end, in the 18th chapter, that's what he said. And so surprisingly, he is the one who guided me to Swamiji, of course. So after he left his body, within 1 year, Swamiji came into my life. And I knew Swamiji would come, actually. Because the first day I saw my Guru, Prahlad Baba, he told me the first day itself, before Swamiji came into my life, 11 years before itself, he told me that Swamiji would come. So the first day I saw Swamiji, it was a program, the first program, a Sikh for the first time. Opening statement was the last statement what my Guru told me before leaving. I was shocked. The last teaching was one line from my Guru. The first teaching of Swamiji was that same line. It was like that link never broke.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, and I was like shocked. So please, and I just knew, I just started jumping. I just got up and I started jumping, saying, oh my God, Baba came off, Dakshinamurti came, Baba came, I was shouting in the hall.
I can imagine the ecstasy or the excitement, it's like one after another, right? It's just like a continuity.
And surprisingly, my Baba, so many disciples from my family, 100 families of us, we are connected with him and, we still run the ashram and everything. He never told this to anybody. I was the only person who told my Guru. I was the only person who told, and it was the last dialogue between him and me before leaving the body. And the first dialogue between Swamiji and me, the first dialogue, the first darshan was this dialogue. And so imagine all of you, after 17 chapters of teaching, bringing Arjuna out of fears, doubts, confusions, that is when, after preparing Arjuna for so long, Krishna revealed the truth in the 18th chapter. But Swamiji's teachings for all his disciples starts with that word. Means what? After he started 14 years back with that teaching for me, he lifted me above that. Means how deep Swamiji's teachings are. Swamiji's teachings start itself from 18th chapter, not from one chapter.
Not from chapter 1, chapter 18.
The
Boom.
final technique which Krishna taught to Arjuna, where the whole humanity thinks that everything ends there. No, that is actually the beginning letter. What Swamiji is teaching us means till today, what all he taught us, just understand. Means something beyond 18th chapter. That is what he's been teaching us since so many years. Because his first teaching itself is 18th chapter. Starting ABCD is starting with 18th chapter. Understand?
Oh, mind blowing. Boom.
So that's what you guys need to understand. Where we are standing.
Yeah. And
So now we can call Arjuna for fun, with friendship, with friendly feeling, and we can say, "Hey, Arjuna, see what Swamiji is teaching us now. See, Krishna came for us again."
We are fast tracking.
we should tell Arjuna, "Hey, Arjuna, see Krishna came for us again. Now you are not here. He's teaching us beyond 18th chapter. Hey, see, like that we can tell."
He just started off where he left off, and now he's taking us to another totally different dimension.
I'm
Yes.
sure Arjuna will again land on planet Earth if he listens to us now.
Jealous.
Yes, to be with Swamiji. Anyhow, now guys, let us end this with Ma, finish the announcements.
Yeah, next slide,
And
please. Let's do some announcements. Slide.
yeah,
Thank you, Ma, for sharing. It was just amazing to hear your personal experience. So inspiring.
thank you.
Amazing. It's like, when you're telling the whole Kundalini was just a weekend, it was just like too much vibrations happening. Anyway, so today Swamiji had a beautiful satsang. He basically told us to join him for the next 3 days. Today starting the first day for preparation to receive this, so what we call Paramashiva Ratri Patra, which is what we're going to observe for the next 3 days, right? To manifest Paramashiva Nadam. Okay, basically he's going to initiate us into the space of Paramavaita, okay, the ultimate oneness within. So he said, all you need to do is for the next 3 days leading up to on the 8th of March, basically, just offer all of us the opportunity to have a vacation with him. He said, just drop all the work, your social media or everything, just spend the time to pause your work, social media, whatever it is. He said, adopt
to do Zoom sharing.
adopt a liquid diet, or he said just fruits or raw vegetable. That means raw
One
fruit.
meal of that.
One meal of that, or just on liquid diet throughout these 3 days, and then continue every day on Akanda Japa or Shiva. That one he has recorded, so we can share it on the chat later on. But we will be reciting the Shiva mantra to prepare ourselves to receive him, Paramashiva, inside us, which is inside us. So it's a very simple but very, very powerful technique he's giving all of us. So he said that this Shivaratri is very special because it happened like the energy that he's going to lend, is something like 300 years, this kind of energy lending happens. Okay, so we waited for 300 years for this opening, this extraordinary initiation. So Paramashiva directly is giving us this opportunity to experience Paramavaita, the ultimate oneness with him. So let us all prepare that, to go on these 3 days of so-called tapas. So all of you, please come to, enjoy this whole possibility, which is he's opening for all his devotees and disciples. Next slide. So, and also on the last day of this season ends with the Shivaratri celebration. So the next season begins on the 17th of March. So after this whole lending of intense energy, let us go and enrich as many people as possible for the next program, next season, happening on the 17th of March. Next slide. So once again, I'd like to thank all of you for the participation in the last 18 chapters, plus at least 2 more sessions that we did. Totally, we have like 20 weeks because we did an intro and then also another one we talk about Krishna Jayastami. So totally, we had actually 20 sessions in this whole series. So remember to have a breakthrough in the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, as Swamiji has said, and to manifest abundance in your life. Continue to enrich at least 11 people a day about this amazing book, Bhagavad Gita Decoded. So you can download through this link, or even have the physical book. Please continue to read. So we'll announce the next series of program and later on, because we're still in the midst of finalizing. So I like all of you to offer your gratitude to Krishna, to Swamiji, to Sri Vedavyasa for giving us this whole possibility. So over to you.
Yeah. So now let us do Harati for Bhagavan Sri Krishna.
I'm lighting it.
Because, light the Harati because he successfully let us learn all the great truths. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Hamsa Chanuramadhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. I salute unto you, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Guru, Master of the world, Son of Vasudeva, Supreme Bliss of Devaki, Destroyer of Kamsa and Chanura. I salute to you. I bow down my head to you.
Receive the blessing.
Yeah.
Turn on the camera so that you receive the arati.
So, all of you, soon we are going to open very beautiful series. Please enrich more people, and it's not going to be 1.5 hours, 1 hour. So stay tuned. We'll get back to you with the details.
Yes, we need a bit more time. So we will have further announcement. We'll be sharing the information. Emma, we will really want to learn that many of the wonderful chanting in the Bhagavad Gita decoded, because some of the chanting is really, really powerful.
So we can do
energy.
one thing. If all of them want it, if everybody prefers it, we can teach the chanting for a few weeks if they want.
How many of you are interested? Raise your
If
hand.
any of you are interested,
The-
we can do the chanting. Means there will be no commentary at all. Only chanting all the chapters of the shlokas.
See, each mantra or each sloka is come with a lot of
vibration.
different energy. Yeah, energy. Just listening to that and recording in the muscle memory.
You'll be downloading the book and the link, and you'll be looking into the text and chanting with me.
How many of you are interested? Now, see, to do the chanting, you need to first understand this 18th chapter, which many of you have already completed, right?
Exactly.
So now you know the whole backdrop or all the insights about this whole 18 chapters. Now going into the mantra or the sloka makes a lot more sense, makes a lot more, I would say, the vibration, you can catch it.
Yes. So how many of you are going to do it? Because I need like complete number, because 2-3 people means we have so many other sessions, right?
Yeah. So time of the achara is very, very important. So if you are telling me only 2-3 people are interested, then maybe we will not make this happen. We may prioritize other programs or other sessions. So please, if all of you are interested, please put on the chat who is say I'm in, I see.
Let me see how many of them are in for this. Please put it in the chat. How many of you are in? You can say in. Telangana, what is going on with you guys? But we'll figure out some other time though.
Yeah.
Which is more convenient for the India also, both Singapore and India.
So this chanting session will not be in this time slot. We'll try to make it for everybody to be able to join. Okay, it's likely going to be online, may not join in the center. So on the Wednesday slot, we may free up for other session.
Yes.
The whole point is to get more people to really, really, see, Swamiji told us to learn Sanskrit, right? So I think one of the best way to learn Sanskrit is to learn something that we're also passionate about, inspired about, which is learning Bhagavad Gita sloka. So I think this is one way that we can, start to become more familiar with Sanskrit.
Sujata, you can also do, no? I'm asking. Sujata.
Okay.
Sujata garu, meer kuda cheyochu kada. Yeah, all of you. Kishore, this is a nice healing for you.
Yeah. So even for the Chinese devotee, if you guys are interested to to open up this possibility in terms of learning Sanskrit from this book. This is a very good opportunity to be part of this whole new series. If now that you already know how powerful this book is, which is what
This session is going to be only 1 hour. Continuously for 50 minutes, we'll be chanting and we'll be leaving. That's it.
Yeah, so it's like really sloka focus, no commentary.
No commentary.
Okay, no question.
Yes. See, originally we were planning something else, but if somebody wants to learn, this is a very good time because the whole 18 chapters, you know everything now. So it's a good time to learn the vibrations of this Bhagavad Gita because they will just flow inside you.
So let's see, Ma, you from your side, you can ask the Indian devotees to see if they're interested, how many are interested at a time where they are also convenient for them, and then we'll check also from outside how many people are.
We will post in our groups the timings. According to that, we will see. Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll see how big
the response is.
And how many people are interested. Then we can decide.
Now, so let us go into Purna Mantra.
Yes, let's end with the Purna Mantra.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sadguru Padarpanamastu Om Nityanandam.
Nityanandam, thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
All right, we can stop
all the
recording stopped.
So I see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you stop the stream?
I cannot stop the stream. Because I'm not inside.